So this man here actually is known for winning Arse of the Year in his high school year, like year 12, but I think it's a bit fake. Okay, Zach's tweaked his back, so we're just going to do some work through there. So here's a real life treatment for back pain. So what have you done, Zachar? You were doing squats the other day?
Yeah, doing squats, and I think I just overextended. Really, it was a heavy pain at the time, but manageable. But then once I finished my workout and cooled down, I just tightened right up.
Yeah, and you felt it through the mid back?
Felt it through the mid back, yeah. Sort of wrapped around.
Sort of around the on the left side, but we'll demo for the camera so you can see. So sort of around this area.
Yeah, wrapped around the ribs. I could really feel a difference in my breathing as well. It was really constricted. And pretty much all sort of movements, like sort of rotation, extension, you know, all that was pretty inhibited.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just felt like you overextended through this mid back.
Yeah. It was a really heavy, like dull feeling. At the start, it was really hard to pinpoint exactly where, because it was very broad pain.
Yeah.
But in the days afterwards, it was a bit more pinpointed. Still not, exactly in one spot, but a bit easier to identify now, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you can probably see from there, Leo, we can see that Zach's got quite a big curve through his lower back. So this man here actually is known for winning Arse of the Year in his high school year, like year 12. But I think it's just, it's a bit fake. It's actually an anterior pelvic tilt.
Don't expose me like that,
making it look
Jace.
a lot better. So if you look down from here, you can see that Zach's got quite a big arch in the lower back there. So that can be caused from tightness through the front of the hips here. Which makes it look like he's got a big arse, but sometimes it can just be posture related. So those people out there that are tilting your pelvis down at the front, making your arse stick out, it's all false. All right?
I don't appreciate you exposing me like that, Jason.
But another thing with that is that typically with that posture is that you start to overextend through this mid back. So Zach's natural posture is already quite extended through this area. So if he's overextended while he's squatting as well, that could have been the reason why you got that pain through here. Because those muscles are already a bit short and tight in there, and then they've just compressed even further. So we've just started through the upper back, and now we're working down through the mid back. Then we'll have a look around the lower back as well, because we know that quite a lot of issues in the mid back can stem from the lower. But yeah, we're just going to hit where the pain is to start with and see how that goes. You can feel it's getting pretty dense through the tissues here, pretty tight.
That spot there where you are is causing those referrals around the chest.
Wrapping
as well.
around, yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of that restricted breathing feeling almost.
Yeah. Especially in the days post the injury, I guess it was. I had shortness of breath pretty often.
Yeah.
And I was breathing really shallow, so sort of creating other issues in the body as well. Oh yeah.
And so how many days is this post injury now?
So it happened on, Tuesday? So this is
about
2
3
days.
or 4 days.
Yeah. 3 days. So yeah. Use my fingers to count that.
Don't worry, I was really doing the maths in my head. So yeah, just stay under constant pressure, feeling for where the tissues are tight under my elbow, and then we're just slowly parking on the sore spots, sharpening my pressure. Sometimes I can blunt it if I need to get a bit flatter. And just getting some feedback from Zach, whether you're feeling it more that way or more in.
Oh, feeling it pretty well both ways.
Pretty well both ways.
Yeah.
That's always a good sign that we're pretty around the crux of it.
Especially when you go in though, that's it brings on those referrals pretty early. Oh.
Just little pivots. Stand in tune with what we're feeling. And work all the way down, clear it out.
Feel that one in my hip.
That one's going down to the hip?
Yeah.
Oh, a little speed hump there.
Speed bump, yes.
Staying connected, staying close to the spine. So we're angling in and then trying to clear it away. All the way through. Couple of deep breaths there, Zachar. Keep going all the way through, clear it all out, down to that lower back money spot. And then we can start to trace around the iliac crest and pretty much go through what our lower back sequence would be. So we're getting there now, so I can pivot my elbow, and then I can hit into that money spot, angle into true lower back money spot there.
Oh, that's fairly juicy.
And there's always a bit going on in there. Sharpen it a little bit. How's it feeling that way, Zach?
Oh yeah.
Or more down?
Yeah.
Both? All of the above?
Oh yeah. I'd say down. I think down.
More down that way?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely down. Definitely down.
Definitely down.
Definitely down. Feel that all the way down the leg.
That's good feedback there. See, that can be that erector that runs the full length of the spine. It's getting a bit tight, causing those referral sensations. Now we'll trace around the iliac crest. Yeah, there's a good spot in there, isn't there, Zaka?
Oh yeah.
He's loving it.
Oh, loving it.
Staying connected all the way. And we'll sink out of there. And then I reckon we'll come back and we'll do a scoop. So you might have to come around from this side, Leo, so you can see what we're doing here. So we're going to start with the thumb so I can locate it. So get Zach to relax his head down. So we know where the spot is. So we can sink down straight into it. Double thumb if I need to. That feels like we're on it there. If I can just move my thumb across the skin there because I can feel that spot, so I can locate it and then sink straight down right next to the spine. And then I'm going to angle in and then we're going to clear it away. Keep the pressure. And then we'll go the next one with the elbow. We're just going to go that next rung down where I can feel the next one. Ooh. I reckon it's in there. We'll go straight down. Oh, a bit of lighting. Talk about this. A few upgrades here in the new studio. How we going there, Zach?
Oh, that's nuts.
That's nuts. Spreading around the ribs, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's about 3 days post-injury. So sometimes with these acute spasms, you can't necessarily, you can get into them early on, but sometimes you don't have that initial response because that whole area is still in that protective mechanism. So sometimes it's sort of that 3 days post that initial injury where you'll be able to get more effect from the treatment because the body will already have started to naturally heal. So the body will respond a bit better to that deep treatment. Where initially, if Zach did this today, we might be a bit broader and a bit nicer to him, just to sort of calm the nervous system down because everything's generally a bit heightened when you've gone through an injury. But now there's been a few days in between, we can get into it a bit more. And Zach probably wouldn't have been able to handle this amount of pressure in that acute phase. But he's doing well.
Let's go to my happy place.
Going to the happy place. Think of just hitting sixes over cover.
Oh, okay.
Zach is, for those that didn't know.
Trying to keep it realistic, Jace.
All right, getting caught trying to hit sixes over cover.
That's more like it.
Oh, and we've got another good spot there. So just pinning here, changing little angles, angling in, scooping away, always just kind of clear away from the spine.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel like we're on a real good spot there.
I reckon that sort of feels like the epicenter.
Yeah, it does too. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. So that's good to get that feedback.
The crescendo.
The crescendo.
I don't really know what that means, but it makes sense.
It flows, so let's just put it in there. And yeah, so this is a bit more what a real treatment would look like. So if you're coming in with this type of pain, sometimes we just got to sit there. So it's probably been 5 minutes where I haven't actually moved much through the body. Like I've moved around the skin and around the area, changing my angles, but from the camera's point of view, it probably doesn't look like I've moved at all.
To me, it feels like you moved heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, each different little angle change, even just a 1 centimetre change, it feels like you're moving halfway down my back.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's quite different. So it might look like, oh, he's not doing much there, but yeah, as Zach said, there's quite a bit going on under the elbow here. Oh. And even just, little pivots of the elbow and the forearm, just change different aspects that we hit of that pain or that tight spot. And once we've cleared it out, then we can start to get Zach down in the gym and start to work on his posture. So we might start to try and go through an exercise to correct where his rib position is or correct his pelvic tilt. So we're always looking to address what the cause of the pain is, not just the actual symptom of the pain. Keep going. Now we can start to clear it through. So I'm just going with what the tissue's allowing. So now I can feel that tissue's released. I can start to move now, where before I haven't got any wax on my elbow, so I'm just going with what the muscle's allowing me to go at.
Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to head to our Patreon where we've got exclusive videos coming at you weekly, along with hundreds of other videos that we've already uploaded. See you there.